I'm looking forward to going back home and see what's happening there and how we can organize ourselves to get out of the trouble that we're in.
This isn't a journey Mohammed Yunus was expecting. He was in Paris visiting for some medical treatment. But his country called. Sheikh Hasina was out. Protests were over. And Bangladesh needed a new government. The students wanted him to lead it. So Yunus headed home and took oath to head the interim government. But is Mohammed Yunus ready for the job? He is a Nobel Laureate. He is a banker to the poor. But with Bangladesh on the knife's edge, can he lead the country to normalcy? This is Chittagong, a city in the southeastern coast of Bangladesh. Yunus was born here in 1940. Back then, it was all British India. Yunus studied at Dhaka University. He was a bright student. He got the Fulbright scholarship, so he headed to America. There, he got his PhD in economics. He was teaching in Tennessee when Bangladesh fought a war for its independence. In 1971, the country was finally free. A lot of blood was shed. The focus was now on rebuilding, and Yunus wanted to be a part of that. So he returned to his country. Yunus took up the post of head of economics at the Chittagong University, but he was soon disillusioned. A famine struck Bangladesh in 1974. 1.5 million people were affected. Academia wasn't going to help the poor. Economics, according to Yunus, was meaningless if it did not help feed the hungry. One day he chanced upon a woman near his village. She was making bamboo stools. Yunus offered a loan for her materials. It was a meager amount of $5, and Yunus told her she could pay him back any time. Soon the word spread. More women came up to him. He lent around $27 to 42 women. Each of them gave back the money within time. And this spawned the idea of a microcredit research project. Small loans for those who wouldn't qualify for bank loans. That grew into the Grameen Bank. It was set up in 1983. The bank grew very quickly. It handed out $37 billion in collateral-free loans to over 10 million people. The recovery rate was around 97%. So the project was a success. It soon spread to over 100 developing countries. In 2006, Yunus and Grameen Bank won the Nobel Peace Prize. They were called pioneers in the world of microcredit.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has given important support to the proposition that peace is inextricably linked to poverty. Poverty is a threat to peace.
And the accolades continued. There was the US Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009 and the Congressional Gold Medal a year later. Yunus was a favorite of the West, but not all was good. The project had a few critics. They talked about the high interest rates of microlenders and how it impoverished the borrowers. And one such critic was Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh. She accused him of sucking blood from the poor. In 2007, the Bangladesh military seized power. They offered to make Yunus the caretaker prime minister. He refused. But he did have some political ambitions, so he floated the idea of forming a political party and that angered Hasina. She saw it as a great betrayal. Yunus's political party never took off, but his friction with Sheikh Hasina continued.
I wanted to create a political party. As if it's a crime, even if it did. Is it a crime for a citizen to try to make a political party? But she said he created this political party. He wanted to create a political party. I did for a while during 2011, I don't remember. So I did, and after 10 weeks I gave up.
In 2011, the government removed Yunus as the managing director of the Grameen Bank. They said he was over the retirement age. Soon, there were at least 200 cases against him: forgery, money laundering and embezzlement. He was charged in multiple cases. In January this year, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison. He got bail immediately. The same month, Sheikh Hasina won the elections in Bangladesh. Yunus had not much hope left.
Bangladesh doesn't have any politics left. I mean, there's only one party who's active and occupy everything, do everything, get to the elections in their way. They get their people elected in many different forms, with a proper candidate and dummy candidate, independent candidate, but all from the same party.
But his fate seems to have turned 6 months later. Protests broke out in the country over the jobs quota system. Hundreds died, thousands were injured. Sheikh Hasina resigned. She was forced to flee the country. Bangladesh stands at a precipice once again. And for Yunus, this is like a second homecoming. But he has bigger challenges. As a man of economics, he knows the theories. But how will they apply in the real world? The first task at hand is restoring peace in Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina fled on Monday. Since then, the country has plunged into chaos. Yunus needs to bring back stability.
Our first order of business should be to restore law and order. Until that is taken care of, we will not be able to proceed to further improve the situation. You have shown faith in me, and the students here have reassured me to carry out that duty.
But after that, he will have 3 main goals. First is the larger economic crisis. Unemployment is rising, the private sector is stagnating, and prices are ballooning. Yunus will need to stabilize the economy. Second, he needs to bring back trust in political institutions. During Hasina's reign, the police, judiciary and other institutions were politicized. They toed the government's line. Yunus aims to change that. And the third is paving the way for free and fair elections. The last elections in Bangladesh were seen as one-sided. The opposition was missing. So Yunus must make sure that everyone gets to participate in the new elections and that the political vacuum is not hijacked by one group or the other. All of this will be very difficult. Yunus called Hasina's departure a second victory day, but that victory will not mean anything if Bangladesh isn't peaceful and stable again.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On this today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.